Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kris, and today we're going to be taking a look at some new moving heads from our good friends at Betopper. These are the LM3715Rs. If you're looking for big wash lights, spotlights, or maybe some eye candy effects for DJing, for schools, for stage, for churches, you're going to want to check out this review. Consider subscribing to my channel. We're going to take a look at these things right now. You've probably already figured it out, but we got a lot going on here. We have auto programs, we have a sound active mode, neither of which I personally will use, okay? Again, you can't limit the area as far as I know, but you're gonna wanna use these in a professional manner with DMX. You have a ton of DMX options, but first let me tell you a little bit about the light. You have a full moving head, you have a full 540, 270-ish, I think it falls a little short of 270. I think a lot of the moving heads do fall a little short of 270, but works well. So with this, you have 37 15-watt red, green, blue LEDs, none of which I have on right now. What you see right now is you have an RGB LED ring, all right, and then you also have 222 red, green, blue LEDs around each of the 15-watt of the 37 15-watt LEDs that are RGBW. These are RGB, but the macros that are included, this is just going through a bunch of the macros. I'm gonna show you my DMX control. I'm using Show by Show Express, and I basically have this fading up through the macros so I can see a number of them. So you can select some colors and run through macros just with those colors. When it comes to DMX, you have a number of options. You have a 27 channel option, a 22 channel option, a 49 BC, I don't know what the BC means, 37 AC, I don't know what that means, 30 channel, 37 BC, I don't know what that means, 58 channel, and 162 channel. You also have a manual mode where you can set up, I previously had set something up, no I have not, but you can go through and set this up on a signal, a stagnant pattern if you wanted to, which is very cool. With DMX, you have a ton of possibilities. I'm using the 27 channel DMX because it allows me to access the macros for the ring and for these, as well as the red, green, blue, and white diodes. In one section here, the full moving head, and pretty much everything I need to do to program a really nice show. Now, if you go into the full 152 channel, which isn't in the menu, I'm sorry, it's not in the manual, but if you go into that, you now have control of each cluster of RGB, all right? So of the 222 LEDs, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LEDs. You have control of each set of 6, all right? So 37 sets of 6, and then you have LED rings, the center, the middle, and the outside, all independently controllable. And you can do that, and you could pixel map it, but what I've noticed is that the macros have more in it than you could do with the DMX, all right, as far as the way they look. You could do a lot with it, but you would have control of this, but not each individual LEDs like you see going on in here. So very cool. Maybe that's something that'll come later or something that I haven't figured out yet. Very possible. But this thing is pretty awesome. You have not only these things in this eye candy effect, and again, the 37 15-watt LEDs are not on right now. This is just the macros and just for fun. So what this thing does is, if you've known some of these like 19 by 15s, when it comes out, it magnifies and demagnifies. It goes from 15 degrees to 50 degrees. So you get a giant wash, and it's powerful. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that and everything else this thing can do, because it's pretty awesome. show you the macros for this thing, which are what I consider one of the best things. We're gonna crank up the brightness, and I'm just gonna use, I love purple, so let me get some purple at about 255, and then I'm gonna rotate these down so you can see them just a little bit better from the camera angle. And so when you have these and you zoom all the way out, is when you actually see the little LEDs themselves. All right, so once we get in here with certain colors, we can go through and start hitting the macros, and the first half of them will affect just the color that we decide, and then the speed will change that. So we're gonna speed this up a little bit here so you can see the kind of stuff we got going on, which is awesome. And we can change them, and we've got a ton of them, and they're already in here. And then as you change the colors, you will see that it's just doing the color that I chose, which is smashing. I don't even know if you can see those from there. I think you can, but yeah, these are very cool. All right, and then the same thing with the ring. You put the ring on, you can start doing stuff with the ring. There's only one thing left to do. 2 lights, 1 show. Here we go. There you have it, the Betopper LM3715R. I love these moving heads. There's so much flexibility. They're powerful with 37 15-watt RGBW LEDs. You have a 15-degree spot to a 50-degree wash, everywhere in between. Super powerful, great to wash dance floors. 2 of these DJs on totems are gonna work out great. Hung on a tree, perfect. Houses of worship, permanent install, nice. Fans, not very loud. They only weigh in at about 24 pounds and cost us only about 400 bucks a piece. So very reasonable. On top of that, you have the 222 RGB LEDs, which give you these great patterns. You can DMX and get control of 37 clusters of the LEDs. So what I could tell is that you'll get a little more out of the macros as far as the LEDs and how they will change, because the independent clusters will kind of fade through them. And if you DMX them, you can control basically each round spot you see of 6 LEDs. So you could do a lot, but I love the macros at 27 channels. That's what I did the show that I just showed. So you can go overboard and go for the full channels, but I didn't see it in the menu, but it is there. On top of that, you have this ring. you have a full 540 and 270-ish, but weighing in at only about 24 pounds and costing only about 400 bucks. These things are a win-win. I think they'll come in handy for a ton of people. Once I get a box for them, they're going out with me. I really like them. My name's Kris. Link is below to Betopper. Thanks for checking out this review, and stay safe. We'll see you out there on the road.